I am Liz. This podcast is specially designed for you, learners who want to practice every day, grow your skills step by step, and use beautiful daily English expressions that people really use in conversations. Our topic today is powerful and very close to your success in English. Confidence changes everything. When we talk about confidence, we mean the feeling of trust in yourself and your abilities. It is not about being perfect or never making a mistake. In fact, confidence is the courage to try, even if you are not perfect yet. Imagine the difference. One person knows many grammar rules but feels afraid to speak, while another makes small mistakes but speaks with energy and courage. Who communicates better? Of course, the one with confidence. Confidence gives your voice strength. It makes your words flow more easily, and it allows you to connect with people in a natural way. So in this episode, we will explore how confidence can completely change the way you practice English. We will also practice together with useful phrases and sentences that will make your speaking more fluent and natural. Stay with me, and let's grow your English and your confidence together. Many English learners often think, "I need perfect grammar before I can speak." This is a very common belief, but the truth is that confidence is often much more important than perfection. Confidence is the power that pushes you to open your mouth and try. Without confidence, all the grammar knowledge in the world will stay locked inside your head. With confidence, even if you make small mistakes, you can still share your ideas, connect with people, and practice in real situations. Let's imagine two people. The first one studies every rule, memorizes hundreds of words, and waits until everything feels perfect before speaking. Because of this, they speak very little. The second person knows fewer rules and sometimes makes mistakes, but they speak bravely, with energy and confidence. Who communicates better? Who learns faster? Of course, the second person. Why? Because communication is not only about grammar, it is about sharing meaning, showing personality, and practicing again and again. Confidence gives you the courage to speak even when you are not perfect, and that courage is what helps you grow. When you speak with confidence, your voice sounds stronger, your sentences flow more easily, and people focus on your ideas, not just your mistakes. And here is something very important. Mistakes are not failures. They are steps forward. Every mistake teaches you something new, and every attempt builds your skills. So instead of thinking, "I must be perfect," start thinking, "I must be confident." Here are some useful daily phrases you can repeat to yourself to build this mindset. I believe in myself. I can express my ideas clearly. Making mistakes is part of learning. Every conversation is practice. When you say these sentences out loud, you are training not only your English, but also your confidence. Remember, the more you practice, the more natural you will sound, and the more your confidence will grow. Confidence is the key that unlocks the door to real communication. Now let's move into some practical English practice together. This is the part where you can join me by repeating the sentences out loud. If you are listening in a quiet place, try to say them clearly. If you are outside or around other people, you can still whisper or repeat them in your mind. Remember, every repetition builds confidence and fluency. The goal is not only to learn these sentences, but to feel how they sound, to notice their rhythm, and to practice them with confidence. Let's begin with some sentences for talking about confidence. These are useful because you can use them in many situations. For example, in class, at work, or even when talking about yourself in a job interview or meeting. Repeat after me. Confidence helps me to speak more fluently. This sentence is simple, but powerful. It reminds you that fluency is not just about words and grammar, but about the energy you bring. Now try this one. I may not be perfect, but I am improving every day. Notice the structure. I may not, but. It's a great way to admit a weakness while showing your progress. And here's another useful sentence. The more I practice, the more natural I sound. This sentence uses a comparative structure, the more, which is very common in English and makes your speaking sound advanced. Now let's practice some sentences to encourage yourself when you feel nervous. Confidence grows when you speak kindly to yourself. Try this. It's okay if I make mistakes. They show I am learning. Here, notice the phrase, it's okay if. It's a soft, reassuring structure that helps reduce stress. Another one. I focus on progress, not perfection. This is a powerful phrase you can repeat whenever you feel frustrated. And finally, speaking out loud helps me build confidence. This is both true and practical. Saying words out loud trains your mouth, your brain, and your confidence at the same time. Next, let's look at some useful daily expressions with the word confidence. These are not only about your feelings, but also about how people describe actions in English. Try this one. I walked into the room with confidence. It's a great phrase for storytelling or describing an experience. Here's another. She answered the question confidently. Notice the difference. Confidence is the noun, while confidently is the adverb. And finally, confidence makes communication easier. This sentence is very flexible. You can use it in conversations about learning, relationships, or even professional skills. Finally, let's practice some polite and natural structures that are useful in daily communication, especially at the B1 to B2 level. These will make you sound polite, clear, and professional. Repeat with me. Would you mind repeating that, please? This is a softer and more polite way to ask someone to say something again. Now try. Could you explain it in another way? This shows respect and also keeps the conversation going. Another great phrase is, I'd like to share my opinion, if I may. This is very natural in meetings or group discussions. And one last advanced structure. From my point of view, confidence is the key to success. This expression helps you give your opinion politely. And the phrase, from my point of view, is a very useful tool for expressing thoughts in a respectful way. As you practice these sentences, remember that your goal is not to sound perfect, but to sound confident. Speak slowly, clearly, and with energy. The more you practice these daily expressions, the more natural they will become, and the more confidence you will feel each time you use them. Now, my friends, let's move on to a short practice activity together. This part is designed to give you the chance to speak out loud with me. It's called shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to a sentence and then repeat it immediately after the speaker, trying to copy the rhythm, the tone, and the pronunciation as closely as you can. Don't worry about sounding exactly the same as me. The goal is to get your mouth moving, your ears active, and your confidence growing. Even if you make small mistakes, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you are speaking, repeating, and building a habit. Let's start simple. I will say a sentence, and I want you to repeat it after me. Ready? I can speak English with confidence. Say it with energy. Say it like you believe it. Imagine you are introducing yourself in a class or in a meeting. Repeat again. I can speak English with confidence. Notice how the sentence feels when you say it strongly. Every time you repeat it, you are teaching your brain that confidence is part of your English. Now let's try the next one. Repeat after me. Mistakes do not stop me. They guide me. This sentence is very powerful because it changes how we think about mistakes. Instead of being something negative, mistakes become teachers. They guide you toward better English. Say it again with me. Mistakes do not stop me. They guide me. When you repeat this, you remind yourself that every error is just another step on your journey. Let's try another phrase. Repeat after me. Confidence makes me sound natural. Think about this. Sometimes your grammar may not be perfect, but if you sound confident, people understand you more easily and pay attention to your ideas. Repeat it again, a little louder if you can. Confidence makes me sound natural. Feel how the rhythm of the sentence flows smoothly. And finally, let's practice one more sentence. Repeat after me. Every day I grow stronger in English. This is a sentence you can use as a daily affirmation, almost like a positive reminder to yourself. Every time you study, listen, read, or speak, you are becoming stronger. Say it again. Every day I grow stronger in English. You can even use this phrase each morning when you start your day to build motivation. Now let's put them together. I will say each sentence one more time, and you repeat with confidence. I can speak English with confidence. Mistakes do not stop me. They guide me. Confidence makes me sound natural. Every day I grow stronger in English. Excellent. Remember, shadowing is not just about repeating words. It is about training your ears to hear English rhythm, training your mouth to produce the sounds, and training your heart to feel confident. If you do this every day, even for just 2 minutes, your English will feel more natural, your speaking will become smoother, and most importantly, your confidence will grow stronger with every practice session. And now, my friends, we have come to the end of today's episode. First, let me say great job. You stayed with me, you listened carefully, and you practiced out loud. That alone is already a sign of your commitment and your growing confidence. Today, we explored one very powerful idea. Confidence changes everything. You discovered that confidence is often more important than perfection. You practiced useful daily sentences, polite expressions, and motivational structures that you can carry into your real conversations. And most importantly, you reminded yourself that mistakes are not failures. They are lessons. They guide you and make you stronger. I want you to remember something very clearly. Confidence is not about being perfect. It is not about never making a mistake. Confidence is about speaking bravely, even when you feel a little nervous. It is about taking small steps every day, learning from each experience, and slowly but surely building your skills. If you wait for perfection, you will wait forever. But if you practice with confidence, you will grow faster than you ever expected. So here is my challenge for you today. Choose one phrase from this episode that really speaks to you. For example, maybe you like this one. I may not be perfect, but I am improving every day. Say it out loud at least 5 times today. Repeat it in the morning, in the evening, or whenever you need a boost of energy. If you have the chance, use it in a real conversation with a friend, a classmate, or even just with yourself in the mirror. The more you use it, the more natural it will become, and the more confidence it will give you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Your time and energy are valuable, and the fact that you chose to spend them practicing English means you are already moving forward on your journey. Keep practicing daily, even if it's just a few minutes. Keep growing, even if it feels slow. And keep believing in yourself, because confidence is the secret ingredient that will take your English to the next level. Always remember this: confidence changes everything.